Marvel Studios is approaching a major transition point because we are witnessing the multiverse saga conclude with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. It's quite clear that Kevin Feige and Marvel want to lean towards the mutants, and to be more specific, have Wolverine being the center of all of this. So Kevin Feige has already been laying the groundwork, and they're preparing to move beyond the multiverse saga. We are going to be going to a mutant-centered saga that's going to be spread out into multiple phases. Part of the reason why the MCU is shifting towards this is because of the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that has grossed over $1.3 billion worldwide, and it proved that the Fox era mutant characters can thrive in the MCU without really confusing the audiences. But most importantly, it does seem like the audience is ready to get the introduction of the X-Men, whether it's through Fox or the MCU's version. What the fan base does want is more X-Men. The more X-Men, the better. There's a reason why, as well, the Russo brothers really made a great teaser for Doomsday that included the X-Men. And if you look at one of the scenes there that was included in teaser 3, one of them did include Cyclops. Cyclops in full glory, having a comic accurate suit and going ballistic with his lasers. That 1 second scene made everybody go bonkers. They were excited. They were like, oh my god, like this is amazing. And I think that the MCU, Marvel, Kevin Feige, and everybody else are looking at this. They're looking at the response. This is what the people do want. I believe that right now there are two characters that are very popular within the X-Men world right now. It is Cyclops, and the other one is, of course, the Wolverine. Obviously, you do have Beast, Storm, Magneto, and other characters, but as of right now, everybody is excited for Cyclops and the Wolverine. But let's focus on the Wolverine, because the way that Marvel want to kind of structure this whole thing post Secret Wars is they want to create a solo project, and they're going to also create a X-Men project. It's going to be an X-Men reboot, the MCU's version, that is not going to be including the Wolverine. There are reasons why Marvel is choosing to not include the Wolverine in the X-Men. Is because originally the X-Men are not even supposed to have the Wolverine in it, and I think that they also want to focus on other characters and really grow them before they introduce Wolverine eventually. But as of right now, they're going to keep him separate. I think that what most likely they're going to be probably adapting the Uncanny X-Men version of the team. But as for Wolverine, they're going to treat him as like some sort of premium franchise asset that they want to deal with individually. It is unclear right now whether it's going to be Hugh Jackman or some other actor that Kevin Feige might find, but I do think that it is going to be Hugh Jackman. I don't think they're going to be recasting anytime soon. He's for sure going to feature in Doomsday, and he's also going to feature in Avengers Secret Wars. It really does depend on what happens after Secret Wars, and we'll get more answers on what's going to be the future of the Wolverine character in terms of them creating their own version or just continue with Hugh Jackman. Stepping away from the Hugh Jackman Wolverine conversation for just a second, just a reminder that the Mutant Saga is going to be a multi-phase commitment, meaning that we're going to be seeing the Mutant Saga for phase 7, 8, and 9. It's going to be a huge one, and it's not going to just be like multiple X-Men team up films. Like, it's not going to be just X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, or X-Men 4. There's going to be individual projects as well for other characters. It's going to be very mutant heavy. It's been said that for phase 7 alone could include 4 to 6 mutant related projects. So let's say, for example, in 2028 we could see Black Panther in February, which would be a Avenger character, and then we see an X-Men film in the summer, and then maybe possibly a Wolverine project later down that year. So 2 X-Men related films and 1 Avenger related film. And maybe in 2029 we can see 2 Disney Plus X-Men related projects and another X-Men related project in theaters. Going back to Hugh Jackman though, the reason why I am kind of optimistic and pretty sure that he will continue to play the Wolverine character for many years is because he did recently have an interview a few hours ago, and he stated this: "My gut says I'm not done, but that's just me. Marvel might have different ideas." What this is basically saying is, I think he does have the personal willingness to continue, even though there is no real contract there that is present that he has signed, and he's like, yeah, for sure I'm going to be here and I have signed a 5-picture deal, is because they haven't done that yet. I do think that Kevin Feige has told him that yes, we have plans, but they have yet to actually give him the proposal, the full proposal in full detail as of right now. He is signed, yes, to appear in Doomsday and Secret Wars, but after that, that is where the real conversations do begin. What happens after Secret Wars? has those conversations taking place? And as of right now, it hasn't, or at least that's based off what we know so far. Hugh Jackman is very selective and very purpose driven, meaning that he does not want to return just for the sake of returning and making like a lot of cameos that just don't feel fulfilling. Like he wants to be there, but be there for a very good reason to really make sure that his appearance is impactful instead of just doing like endless repetitions that eventually people just end up not caring about anymore. So if Marvel can come out with a good plan, a great story for the character after Secret Wars, I think that Hugh would sign up for that, and especially for a solo film, they just have to get it right. It seems like everything's gonna go down that direction. Like they're even coming out with a brand new game this year in 2026, which is the Wolverine game that will be released for the PS5. When that game does release, there's gonna be a lot of hype surrounding the Wolverine brand. Another plan that the Russo brothers might have with the character in Doomsday is to have the Wolverine feature in the movie, but also fight another character that we are all familiar with, which is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because it is confirmed that Tobey Maguire will be appearing in Avengers Doomsday. He filmed his scenes in motion capture already. He did briefly also wear his classic Raimi suit, but for the majority of the scenes that he did film a few months ago, it was all fully CGI. This does explain the reason why we have yet to see any traditional set photos from him or any leaked images, is because everything was inside a big building and he was never really seen wearing the original suit. Like I've said, we don't have any real sources like coming from Marvel itself claiming that Hugh Jackman's participation will happen in Doomsday. Like there has been no announcement on that. However, he is for sure going to be there because of how many talks have been going on through the media. And if you pay attention to the Time Runs Out storyline in the comics, you would understand where this whole story is going and why they have to include Hugh Jackman's Wolverine into Doomsday, is because there's going to be incursions and heroes are going to have to fight against one another, different heroes. So how would you not include Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, who is one of the most important, experienced characters? And that is the reason why we have been hearing a lot of reports claiming that yes, we are going to be getting a Wolverine versus Spider-Man fight. Like they will be battling. It will be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man versus Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. A scene that I think is going to remind everybody about the Spider-Man versus Wolverine 1987 comic. For them to share a screen together is going to be something that all of us are going to be remembering for the rest of time. I think that if you're anybody who was born anytime between 1995 through 2007 and you grew up with these two characters, yes, it's going to feel very nostalgic. It is a crossover that we have been dying to see since 2002. Kevin Feige has also had this desire to have these two characters cross over since 2002 as well. So for sure, he's going to want an event like this to happen in Doomsday. It's going to be amazing. I would position this potential moment very similar to the situation of Hulk versus Thor in Ragnarok, but I think that it's going to have more legacy weight on it because of just how much time we have had with Tobey and with Hugh. Eventually though, I do think they are going to make up. Of course, they're going to understand that there's a bigger threat out there like Doctor Doom, but still, let them fight first, then become friends, create a team, and then we go from there. It's going to be amazing. But that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.